Hey guys, I'm super duper excited that you guys found the channel. I love reading your comments. I miss you a lot. I know I say it all the time, but I miss you a lot. I'm really glad to hear from you. If you have friends that live near you that haven't seen the videos, if you see them, don't go to their house because you were supposed to stay home and wash your hands. But if you see them, please let them know about the videos so I can hear from them too. That would make me really happy. And I forgot that last time I didn't introduce you to Daphne. Come here. Come here, baby. Up, up. Up, up. Come on. There's Daph. I know some of you didn't get to meet him. You want to come up? Up, up. Here he is. This is my dog, Daphne. I know y'all wanted to meet him really badly. I wish I could have brought him to the school so you could see him. But this is him. So we're going to read. Okay, baby. I'll pet you later. Get down. So we're going to read the next chapter. We're going to read chapter 6. So I dropped my giant pencil. So on chapter 5, the fairy, we took a note and we said that Junie B, let's find it. Junie B thinks the tooth fairy is really a witch. So we found out why she's been so afraid of the tooth fairy this whole time. I would have never guessed that. I would have never guessed it was because she was a witch. But I did leave the following chapter 6 folded for myself, so I know we're going to start. You can do that at home. I would maybe only do it with the older books. If you have a really new book, some people don't like to crease the pages. But if you have an older book, it's okay to do that while you're reading if you need to take a break so you don't forget where you are, especially in a chapter book. So chapter 6, full of soup. That night, Daddy tucked me into bed. He said that Pauli Allen Puffer's brother is full of soup. Now, I don't think Daddy really means that he's full of soup. We talked about literary language before we left, and that sometimes authors use words that don't mean exactly what they're saying, that they may have a different meaning. So I don't think that Dad really means like he has a big belly full of soup. Let's read and see if we can figure out what Daddy really means, saying that this boy is full of soup. He said that Pauli Allen Puffer's brother is full of soup. There's no such thing as a tooth witch, Junie B, he said. I promise you there isn't. Pauli Allen Puffer's brother just made that up to scare Pauli Allen. And then Pauli Allen said it to scare you too. I shook my head. No, Daddy, no. It's not made up. I know it isn't. Because the tooth witch makes sense. That's why, I said. She makes way more sense than a fairy. Daddy raised his eyebrows. Why? He asked. Why does a witch make more sense than a fairy? Because, I said. And remember, we saw the italic letters that Junie B uses a lot to make her words more important, to make them sound more important. We kind of draw them out. Because, I said, because the tooth witch likes to chomp the teeth. But the tooth fairy doesn't do anything with the teeth at all, right? So why would she even pay money for them? Daddy did a little frown. Well, I don't know exactly, he said. But I'm sure she must do something with the teeth, Junie B. There are other things to do with teeth besides just chomping them, you know. Like what? I asked. Daddy put his head in his hands, and he thought and thought and thought. After he got done thinking, he went to go get Mother. She ran into my room carrying fussy Ollie. Remember, Ollie's her baby brother. She handed him to Daddy and sat down on my bed. Daddy said you have another problem about the tooth fairy, she said. I nodded. Yes, I said, because if there's really a tooth fairy, then she has to have a reason to want the teeth, right, Mother? She wouldn't just throw them in the garbage, because that doesn't make any sense. Plus, also, it would hurt my feelings. Mother hugged me. No, Junie B, of course she doesn't throw them in the garbage, she said. I'm sure the fairy does something very special with the teeth. Like what? I said. Mother ran her tired fingers through her hair. She stood up and walked back and forth on my rug. Then all of a sudden, her face got brighter. I know. I bet the fairy uses the teeth to make jewelry, she said. At first, Daddy and I didn't say any words. We just stared and stared at that woman. Jewelry, I said finally. Mother smiled. Yes, of course, she said. She probably uses the teeth to make little tooth necklaces and bracelets and cute little toe rings. How does that sound? I made a sick face. It sounds repulsive, said Daddy. Mother stopped smiling. She quick took Ollie back from Daddy and she hurried out of my room. After she left, Daddy finished tucking me in bed. I'm sorry about that, Junie B, he said. I'm afraid Ollie has your mother worn to a frazzle these days, but I'm sure she is not right about the jewelry thing. He did a little shiver. No, certainly not, he said. Then, before I could ask any more questions about the fairy, he kissed me goodnight, and he rushed out of my room as fast as Mother. That night, I did not put my tooth under the pillow. Also, I did not put it under there the night after that or the night after that. Because because what do you know? The fairy still did not make any sense. That's the end of that chapter. That goes into chapter 7, a stumper. So I'm going to leave 3 questions for this chapter. First, let's see what we, the most important part of this chapter. So when we go back and check to see what we've read about, the little things we need to remember so we don't read the whole chapter again. So to me, the most important thing from this chapter was at the very end. I'm starting to notice that about the Junie B chapters, that she leaves the most important thing for like the very last paragraph. And the very last thing she said, it seemed like it was the most important to me. One, that the tooth fairy story still didn't make any sense. But secondly, she didn't leave the tooth under her pillow. She didn't leave anything for the tooth fairy. So that's what I'm going to put for my note. Junie B doesn't leave a tooth for the tooth witch, because she thinks it's a witch, so I'm going to put witch. For the tooth witch. So, guys, look underneath the video. I'm going to write your 3 questions, and I want you to leave your answers in the comments. You can put 1, 2, 3, and tell me what you think. And I will be back tomorrow with the video to read chapter 7. Again, I'm very happy to hear from you guys. It makes my day to see your comments. I told my family that I've heard from you, and they're really glad to hear that you guys are safe. And I've heard from your parents, and I know that all of you are doing well. So leave me some comments to answer the questions. And tomorrow I'll probably make 2 videos, a cursive video and chapter 7. Bye. Have a good night, guys.